I hope everyone's doing well. How are you all? We got a cool little thingy I came up with. Hiya. So the goal. I don't know why I'm slamming into this. I'm really excited. Our goal here, and the silly thing that I've been working on for a little bit, and by working on I mean a silly idea I've had for when it's like I want to stream, but I don't want to like work a brain or read a ton of dialogue, so on and so forth. It's just a good old like marathon. You know, he's inspired. You know, Moist Critical's doing a thing with like Resident Evil, and I like that series and all, but like I love Sonic. Sonic's like my favorite like pick up put down game series. Like anytime, regardless of mood, it's like okay, I can do this, and I love it. And yeah, that's totally fine. I hope you have a good night. So, I was thinking we could start with Sonic 1. We already did Sonic CD as kind of like our very first stream. And then, you know, we moved to 2, 3, you know, do the and Knuckles thing, maybe hit up a bit of Mania, and then we finally start tackling the 3D games. The goal is to only hit up the mainline games, so my, like, weird definition of mainline. I'll briefly ramble about that. That consists of Sonic 1, 2... CD, 3, and Knuckles, Mania, not Superstars. Superstars, I'm not the greatest fan of, I'll admit. It's kind of in, like, the Sonic 4 territory where, like, dubiously mainline, not a big fan. Followed by Sonic Adventure 1, 2, Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, and then, just throwing them in here because I've never actually played them in full. Secret Rings and Black Knight, which I do own. Followed by Unleashed, Colors, Generations? I might be missing one. And Lost World, and then Frontiers. That is everything. It sounds like a lot. But I have a lot of experience with this series, so we're going to get through them very quickly. My thing as a streamer is I'm going to do my very best to showcase this series to get everyone as autistic about this franchise as I am. I got into this silly series at a very young age, and so I'm quite versed in the world of this silly franchise. This is using the Origins Plus version, so we do have access to some stuff that's not found in, like, the base game, so, like, a bunch of Game Gear junk, really, which is fun to delve into. It's good for history's sake, but, like, emulation's kind of bunk in that regard. But as for the games themselves, I wanted to touch on the Origins version because they're in 16:9. My only thing when we get to them is the soundtrack for Sonic 3 and Knuckles has been botched completely. As many know, but I feel like surprisingly few are unaware of, the compositions done for Sonic 3 were done by Michael Jackson, but it was in the heat of all the controversy that happened, so he kind of went uncredited. There's also some things that have been stated where he apparently didn't like how his music sounded on the Sega Genesis' sound chip, so that music had to be removed for later releases, and the music that they replaced it with sucks. I hate to say it. I don't think the composers were even trying. Like, it does not match the vibe. I'm not the greatest fan. But we'll tackle that when we get to it. For now, let's get started here. Anniversary mode. For Sonic 1, there's also Classic mode, which keeps the original 4x3, and you have, like, limited lives and so on. Boss Rush, which is self-explanatory, and Mirror Mode, which I've never done. I might do that on my own. I was kind of testing stuff with Amy using that for audio, and it wasn't terrible. It's kind of like experiencing the game fresh again, in a weird, warped way. But, from the top, released in 1991, I believe June 21st, we have the very first Sonic game. Iconic opening. Of course. I know I'm trying to sell Sonic 1 like it's some sort of weird revolutionary product when it's not. As we've seen, I've already cleared with Sonic. Not really the others, because I just kind of prefer the, you know, vanilla experience, I suppose. My goodness, you're alive. Yeah, very, very alive. I'm playing one of my favorite franchises, just kind of bumming around here. Let's see. kind of just showcasing the game, giving trivia as it comes across, because I know quite a lot. Let's see. And of course, Green Hill, iconic. We will be seeing this in just about every single Sonic game going forward. They love reusing this stupid stage, even though it's kind of whatever. It's Green Hill. It is, like, Mario 1-1 of Sonic. Like, it is generic. It is, like, teach a game mechanic. It is not revolutionary by any means. But there's a good amount of secrets hiding around. Like, you know, there's these floating blocks I rarely fiddle with. I normally just rush to get to the end as fast as possible, but since we are showcasing, I'm going to do my best to show what the game has to offer. And if that means yapping my head off for like an hour and a half, then so be it. I already blew this. Alright, so. Oh yeah, I forgot, the anniversary version has the drop dash, so it's a mechanic that was brought in for Mania, and what it does is you just kind of, like, you get to carry your momentum on a drop. So, as we see here, zoom! And, like, that's cool and all. I don't personally get a lot of use out of it, but I see why it's kind of beloved now. And you get a bunch of points for whatever, but points don't matter. Points have never mattered. But these special stages do. The mechanic here is when you get 50 rings at the end of any level, you are teleported to this weird, nightmarish hellscape, this borderline fever dream, where you're just kind of knocked around. And I didn't know this, actually, until I was much, much older. These words here, like down, R, these actually mean something. These rotate the stage. Or, like, point them down and things like that. And they're put in very strategic locations to fuck with you. And it's quite annoying. I'm not going to try to go for all emeralds because I typically fail, but I am going to get as many as I can. But if I fail the first one, I might be a little upset because that's kind of hard to screw up. Come on now. There we go, there we go. So there it is. First one's pretty easy, just kind of hiding in here. I make it sound like a walkthrough. I'm just bumming around. I'm very happy. Come on now. One more time. Now we're in. Awesome. And that's one for the books. There are only 6 Chaos Emeralds in this game. And then the next one to, I guess not step on Dragon Ball's toes, they're like, okay, let's up the ante a bit. There's 7 Chaos Emeralds. But we're gonna add a super form for Sonic. There's a lot of debate on whether or not the super form and, you know, Super Saiyan, like, who was ripping off who. I feel like they both had similar, like, you know, ideas, because I think, if I recall correctly, Sonic 2 came out, like, a month after the Super Saiyan transformation, like, happened in the manga. So, like, there's no way they could have, like, copied one another. Because, you know, when you account for dev times, especially for Sonic 2's, I think it took, like, you know, 3 years or something like that. It's very unlikely. Another weird ailment is Sonic went through a lot of design changes. He was originally going to be a rabbit. That was like a thing that happened. But Dr. Eggman, he's stayed consistent from the start. He was actually designed by one of the few Americans on the team. And he based him off of like a doodle he made of Teddy Roosevelt in pajamas. That's a real thing that really happened. I am not making that up. Even though it sounds like a bit. And I think at one point he was even intended to be the protagonist because they just liked the design so much. Ugh. Sorry, that was me reacting to the stage elements. Almost said ailments. Come on now. Alright. Down we go. Me rambling last stream about, like, I hate when streamers go quiet and I'm just, like, really locked in on this stage for some ungodly reason. I've never tried going for all the emeralds, but if I somehow did it on stream, I think it'd be very thrilling. The reward for doing so in this game is not even good. You just get, like, a little, like, extra scene after the credits. That's all it is in this game. It's very simple. This was basically a Genesis launch title, which is why it is so simplistic. There we go. Alright, 2 down. Gotta say, pretty good pace. Normally, like Sonic stages going forward, 2, 3, Mania, everything, those only have 2 stages. Sonic 1 has 3. So it's... The stages are a little padded, but there's also less stages in this game than there are in the later entries. So it kind of checks. And normally the 3rd stage is just like, progress a little bit, and then there's the boss. It's not really anything revolutionary. And we are zooming. An annoying thing is, in the original, even though they did tote all over, like, promotional material and whatnot, like, oh, it's about going fast, it's about, you know, going as fast as possible. No, if you go too fast, the game actually has poor collision detection, and you will die. You'll just, like, go through a wall somewhere and fall through the void and just up and bite it. Let's see if I can get this. I'm kind of the greatest. Anyway. On we go. Whoop. So yeah, just a little, like, turn brain off and give all the information I know about this series as we progress. There you are. Fun fact about this guy as well, as a kid, I thought this boss fight was really simple, and I used to do a lot of flip note animation when I was bored. Like the sort of thing where you, like, draw on a piece of paper and then, like, flip it and, like, you know, the, like, Funorama stuff or whatever from Captain Underpants, like that sort of thing. And I did a lengthy flipbook animation of this fight. I don't have it anywhere, but it's just a really simple design. So I'd kind of draw my own, like, idea of how the fight went down. Things like that. I used to draw and write a lot of Sonic fanfiction back in the day. I can get to those stories when we get to the 3D entries, but it's wild. I'd tote them around my notebooks that I'd write my stories in and be like, this is my novel, this is my book, this is literature. Everyone's going to read it and they're going to love it. They laugh in 3rd grade, but they'll be sorry when this is on shelves. It was never on shelves. And here we're in Labrinth Zone. This is the magma joint. These guys are called caterkillers. They're annoying because you can only hit them on the head, and everywhere else will damage you. There we go. I'm sure this isn't against Twitch TOS. There's another reason that I'm rambling to the degree of what many might consider silliness. Normally I don't partake in substances before stream, but there was like a puff or two beforehand with friends, and I was like, all right, maybe this will make things more fun. I'll be even more locked in, honestly. And I am. I'll admit. Commentary might not be top tier this time around. Oh wait, they go down there like thump. Come on. Oh yeah, because I'm holding it down, it won't. It used to scare me as a kid. Like, this is the, like, second level syndrome. Like, when you're a kid and you're, like, playing a platformer, it's always, like, the first level's stupid easy and you feel, like, really good and accomplished for getting through it. And then the second level, for some reason, is, like, really difficult and you, like, can't get past it until you're older. That was kind of me with this stage. Here's what I'm talking about. And it doesn't seem like much, but, like, when this is one of the only games you have as a kid, like, stuff like that's scary. It's like, oh, that could have killed me. Like, actually. Like, I didn't have, like, the mental thing of, like, oh, he just, like, loses a life. Tee-hee. I'm like, no, Sonic's going to be stabbed if I let him get hit by that. I didn't have a very good separation of, like, reality and fiction. As a kid, there's a scene in Ghostbusters 1 where, like, they're like, we have to cross, like, oh yeah, that's the one where, like, Gozer is like, oh yes, like, think of what you want, and that is what I will have, like, face you. And, like, you know, Dan Aykroyd's character thinks of, like, the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and then they have to fight it. But as a kid, I didn't know movies were fake. I thought it was basically, like, live streamed. So I was like, no, don't think about the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man! Don't do that! Stop! Just got, like, really into it. My mom saw that and, like, made fun of me during, like, a trip to the store later that day. I have very distinct memories of that. Da, 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 da. Speaking of my mom, I have a lot of good nostalgia for this game because this is, like, one of the few bonding experiences we had. She loved Sonic 1, and we had one of those, like, you know, bootleg plug-and-play machines that had, like, a bunch of Sega Genesis games on it. There was, like, this and Flicky and Kid Chameleon, and this was around, like, 2000, like, 9. And I would just watch her play this into the night, and I'd get really into it. There was only one time that she actually did get all the Chaos Emeralds in one run. I was very excited. I like stayed up till 2 because I was like, I just want to see what happens when you get them all. And I was excited at the time, but I'm kind of disappointed as an adult because, as I said, that cutscene's kind of a nothing burger. Da 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 da. I'm actually doing better than I normally do, I'll admit. Oh, I wonder if I can showcase it. There's a funny thing you can do in this game. I don't know what triggers it, but sometimes when you jump and you're at like a very specific angle, Sonic will jump without his jumping animation. So he'll just like walk in the air in place of a jump. I'm certain it'll happen at least once this playthrough, but it's a glitch that I've noticed in every version of the game. Even the weird, like, DS port. The DS got a port of, like, Sonic 1 through and Knuckles. There's a secret right here, by the way. Oh, look at that! And in this version, it's just coins that you can spend in, like, the shop or whatever. But back in the day, that was an extra life, and that was a really big deal. Gee, what was I on about? I don't even remember. Genuinely don't recall. Racking my brain around nothing right now. But it's fine, it's fine. Something, something, my mom and Sonic 1, but I think I rattled off all those. Oh yeah, I recall. Oh yeah, the DS version. That version had Sonic 1 through 3 and Knuckles. But that one is one of the only versions that I know of and Knuckles that actually retained the Michael Jackson soundtrack, and I don't know how they got away with that. Just a strange oddity. And like as much as people hate the Origin collection, I will say I like that they kind of they did the pixel remaster thing where they just kind of modernize, you know, put it in 16:9, add the quality of life features, remove lives, and you know now anyone can enjoy this you know the early entries in this series. A lot of people actually don't like the 3D games. There are even some people who think that the series was never good at all, which is fine. I see where those people are coming from. But I think the one thing that even more people can agree on is that, at the very least, the 2D games had promise. I don't think there's a bad entry in this franchise, but I do think there have been a lot of missteps. I'll just put it that way. Like, Sonic 06, that's like the game that's universally dunked on by man, woman, and child, but its story is pretty good. I like its story. I think its gameplay ideas are fine. It just needed an extra 3 years in the oven. Grab that. Okay, good. So yeah, that's kind of my point with that whole thing. Even this game, love it to death. I've beat it almost as, like, this whole trilogy. I've beat many times. Wow, that was an instant loss. Oh well. Oh yeah, I forgot. Stupid currency lets me retry this 1 billion times. Let's get it. Anyway. Forgot again what I was on about, but it's okay. Oh yeah, even this game, I think, is like a 7 out of 10. But it's the first one, so it holds a lot of merit. Come on now. We got this in the bag. It's just waiting for him to go straight into the hole. Whoa. All my friends said they'd be here to watch me play Sonic 1 SMH. Come on, get in. Kind of just waiting for the stage to rotate in my favor. Of course that happened. Alright, alright. Let's run it again. That's the unfortunate part. All you can control with Sonic is, like, roughly where he's going to fall and your jump trajectory. Everything else is just kind of at the whim of the stage and whatever you happen to touch as you're trying to get back to the emerald spot. It causes a lot of tension because they put those flippers in some very unfortunate places. Come on. Ooh. I think after Labrinth Zone, I'm going to... No, come on. I'm going to check on stream and see how we're doing. Come on now. Now I'm just hyper-focused. You can do it. It's right there, Sonic. Oh. No. No! Ah, man! Okay, that's fine. That is fine. I got 60 more of these. We're getting this emerald come hell or high water. Well, I got a little taste of one of those little guys. Come on. Maybe this is it. Ooh. No, I can't. You can't control it. Okay, I am locked in. We are getting this emerald. Ah, this is the one. This is it. I'm feeling it. Please? Oh, but wouldn't it have been neat? Okay, now we're back. We're so back. Oh, now we're not anymore, actually. No, we are not. No, we are not. Sorry, this is like heart surgery for me mentally. And you see, every little thing you do propels you in a way that I don't like. Oh my. Oh my. Come on. I was about to say, I lost where the... I don't even know where the emerald is anymore. All kinds of knocked around. No, 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 thank you. Don't put me in that. Oh, alright. I'm doing it again. I'm showcasing this game. We're gonna get the emeralds. At least as many as we can. Come on. Alright, how about now? If I could just stay in one place. No. Okay, okay. What a nightmare. The special stages are unique, but I will say they are not it. There are far better special stages in this series, and Sonic 1 is not my favorite. But half the emeralds are in the bag. And we're only 30 minutes in. And we gotta continue, which doesn't mean shit in this version. Also, I don't know what they were smoking when they made Sonic 1, but whoever was on the soundtrack is my hero. I don't think there's a bad track in all of the classic series. Also, I will say, I think the invincibility frames in the anniversary version are a little more generous than in the original. Not being an old person about it, I'm actually pretty thankful. Because Sonic 1 originally had a lot of glitches. For example, if you were to hit a spike and then land on another spike, you would just die. Same goes for enemies. So for this Caterkiller, if I were to like get hit by him and then he would like disassemble and I accidentally hit one of his other pieces, I'm just dead. Alright. That's one thing I am self-conscious about. I feel like that's one of my, like, phrases that I just say over and over on streams, like, alright. Like, I'm never going to clip the amount of times I do it, but I feel like it would be quite a few. There we go. Oop. There we go. Nice. And again, the level design in this one's pretty good. Like, there's a spring there, and that'll send me to that Caterkiller, so I have to wait for the Caterkiller to come here to take him out. And I like what they do here with these connecting platforms. That's kind of one of the gimmicks of this stage. A criticism that I would levy at it is that, you know, the gimmick is that you're supposed to go fast, generally, with this series. And I've heard a lot of people complain about this, especially those who are, like, not fans. One of the main reasons is, again, the game series is about going fast. But when the level design is about taking your time and going at a slow pace, it almost feels like it misses the point. And a lot of Sonic stages, unfortunately, are like that, I will admit. But it's about going through things as fast as possible in spite of that. I'd compare it to something like Pizza Tower. That's what I like about that game. I see the appeal in that. Oh, see, that would have killed me in the original. I see the appeal in that you must get through as quick as possible in spite of, like, the hazards and everything around you. So on a first playthrough, it will take you a while. And if I wasn't showcasing the game, I could probably get through this whole thing in, like, 40 minutes. And even then, in comparison to a game like Mario World, which came out around this time, I can get through that game in 30. So Sonic 1 is still longer in that instance. So I get the criticism, I really do. This one is not a secret. If I duck here, I will just die. Come on down. All right. Boop. At least I landed on that. We are out of rings, though, so that might pose difficulties. But we're through, and I'm pretty sure this is the end of the level anyway. Hey, look who's always right. Gotta make this. There he is. Alright. That's annoying. And again, the bosses in this one also not very revolutionary. Very easy to take down. Normally like 6 hits, and that's about it. I like that you can look up in these games. It doesn't do anything ever, but it's a thing you can do. Because at least, like, you know, crouching has its applications. The plot of this game is the most simplistic. Robotnik, who's like a scientist, moves into this place called South Island to take all of the animals and use them to power his factories. I think he's... in this game, he was basically just an oil tycoon. And that's why the final levels are, like, all, like, you know, chemically and whatnot. This is Springyard Zone. Often confused with Casino Night Zone in Sonic 2. Speaking of, I'm just checking in on stream really fast. Awesome. Okay, everything's still gravy. For funsies, I will hit up the RPG, though. As I've gone over, if you hit !RPG, you can play an RPG on that will display on the top right of the stream there. And it holds on to your progress, and it's just a little fun thing that you can interact with. Oh, funny thing here. It says Cope up there. In Sonic 2, in Casino Night, which is kind of the equivalent of this stage in that game, it says, like, Miles Prower in, like, big text, which, you know, is Tails' real name. So I took that to assume that Sonic's real name, based on the text in this game, is Cope. So it's like, Cope the Hedgehog. Not true. Sonic's canon real name is Ogilvy, but that's rarely discussed. That's also not a joke. You can look that up. It's in the Archie comics. This guy is also, like, a prototype of Metal Sonic in a weird way. Like that guy. That's what I used to always think. I don't know what he's actually referred to in the game, though, but he copies him. He's like a little armadillo. He, like, rolls around. And he's armored. Armored armadillo. Wait, do I have the... Oh. I forgot you can still be crushed in this game. First death. In the marathon. That's fine. I was just trying to see if... Oh, that's blasphemy. That's fine. The anniversary version apparently also added the spin dash, which I would have liked to have known sooner, but that's fine. It doesn't diminish gameplay or anything. It actually would have been helpful to know for Green Hill Zone when I was trying to break that wall the traditional way. Because if I just have the spin dash, I can just, like, do that. That's something that was introduced in Sonic 2. In Sonic 1, you have a very limited moveset. So, for example, I can't do the spin dash, but I can slide down slopes, which is similar. And I can damage enemies that way. And there we are. No emerald for us this time around, but that's a-okay. I hope everyone's having a good day. Mine's been pretty simple. I did like a tarot reading earlier. I took a nice bath because it's been kind of a depressive day. Nothing negative, but it's, you know, season changey time of year, and so it's been like, you know, I've been kind of apathetic towards like some of the things I enjoy, like, you know, media, playing games, watching things, that sort of thing. But what helps with that is streaming. Sounds silly, but if there's something tied to it, like, it's hard for me to, like, play games or something like that when there's no incentive around it. But when it comes to streaming, it's like, oh, that's my game time, and I'm, like, making content out of it and that sort of thing. So there's that. And I had macaroni for dinner. That's like a nice comfort food. My wife is very loving in preparing that for me. And yeah. Tomorrow we might watch a movie together, go on a nice walk. I would have done it tonight, but time tends to be a little tight later in the afternoon, which is when I tend to take walks on days that I stream. Not that everything is built around that, but that is, like, you know, something I have to sit down and dedicate a couple hours to, so that's typically what I revolve my afternoon around if that's on the table. Da, 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 da. I'm zooming. I am no longer zooming. There we go. There we go. Just barely. 50 is the minimum requirement to get the goal ring to appear. So that's actually really good. Alright, Emerald 4. In my mouth. Get in. And we got a million opportunities to retry this garbage. It will be done. And you see how the game kind of tries to point you towards the Emerald's location, where it's like, oh, you know, follow the arrow, go that way. Sometimes it is deceiving, but it's fine. Alright, round 2 with this nonsense. I hate when I'm playing this game with my wife, on the rare occasion. And she's like, oh, don't focus too hard on the background. Makes it really hard to concentrate. And I'm like, why did you have to point out that the background is constantly moving? It's so disorientating. Alright. I wish that did not bounce me back. Can we do it? It's so annoying to traverse this. Every single thing you touch manipulates the stage. See, now we're going down, which is bad because that's where the end is. So I just gotta wait the stage out. Okay, there we go. Now if we'll stop rotating, that's as good as mine. Focusing. Give. Yes! Awesome. Good. Or out. Or out this. No more. Look at them all. We got 4 of these guys. Just 2 more. Well, I'm glad my cat came to visit. My cat climbed up here just to take a big nap like there's not a streamer screaming next to them. Or they're saying something about my commentary, which I hope is not the case. Climbing up. I like Spring Yard. I think Spring Yard Zone is also kind of a nice break, because you got Green Hill, which is the initial, like, you know, zip, zam, zoom, like, you get through it really quickly when you're younger, and you're like, yeah, I did it. And then, you know, Marble Zone's kind of your trial by fire. And then Casino Night's back to fun and whimsy. The level design is far more fun. There's a lot of things knocking you around, but it's part of the, like, you know, pinball casino aesthetic. And then the stage after this just kicks you in the dick. It's like they're like, all right, they had their fun. All right, now let's take this all out immediately. No more of that. So we got our first water level in this series, which is all well and good, but it's considered by many to be the worst one. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But even I, who am quite defensive of this game, will say, it is shit. I am not a fan. I tolerate it. That's what I should say. I tolerate Labrinth Zone. There we go. I used to remember the name of all of the enemies in this game as well. Caterkiller is kind of the only one that sticks to my mind just because I think it's a cute pun. I don't know if they're given names in this, but they were given names in the Archie comics, and that's what I remember. Sorry, you gave me the spin dash, so I'm going to utilize that in the game. The instances where the game says that I lose all my momentum. Do not give me the tools. Oh yeah, this is 3. This is okay. I kind of forgot. So when we ran into the boss, I'm like, what? We still have like one more stage of this. Also, everyone point and laugh. 69 coins. Woo! See, at least with this one, you have to be a little strategic. Because you can just up and die. Come on down. Oh, yeah, I have to hold still. Should be fine. I think this'll be the kill. Hopefully. This one. Sorry, I was kind of teetering there. Now we're in the clear. No more of that. Welcome to hell. This is where I'd put up the little gif of the little chef from Ratatouille. Because here we are. The song slaps. Labrinth Zone. This is the worst water stage in this entire franchise, and you cannot at me. I will fight you on that. It is really bad. All of my complaints earlier, or I was like, you know, the level design is about going fast, but then there's, you know, roadblocks and things in your way to slow you down. But the appeal of the game is to kind of make your way through it as fast as possible in spite of that. Yeah, all that shit's out the window with Labrinth Zone. Labrinth Zone is actually not good. In a hypothetical Sonic stage tier list, this would be poopy garbage. Bottom of the rung. Love its aesthetic, love its music. Probably one of the best in this game. But terrible, terrible execution. And so many hazards that will just up and kill you. One bubble, please. This is what I do to make it appear. I doubt it actually works, but I've been doing that since I was a kid, and it works like 70% of the time. Which, again, is not 100% of the time, which is bad. It's just RNG that gives you the bubbles. I should really look into, like, a Sonic 1 speedrun after this to, like, have someone explain to me the tech on that. And again, see? Level design that will just fuck you. I thought I could debate that? No. I'm crushed. Start the whole stage over. Fuck you. And we will do just that. So I guess here comes my Labrinth Zone speedrun. Bubble, please. Wham wham. I've always loved that sound, too. It's just really cute. Sonic 1, like, not Sonic 1 specifically, but classic Sonic just has something different compared to modern Sonic. I don't dislike modern Sonic, but classic Sonic, he's so cute, and I love him. And he balances that cool factor, and I like that a lot. There we go. It's very much a thing with classic Sonic as well, that there's a different dichotomy to how he's viewed in Japan versus how he was viewed in America. In America, he was viewed as like the cool guy with attitude or whatever, like 90s, yeah, cool guy. Which I'd argue the modern depictions of the character tend to go about like that. That's kind of their direction for him. But in Japan, he's kind of seen as like, you know, there's a key quote that's attributed to him that's always stuck with me. And it's something along the lines of, like, if you have something that you need to do it now. Like, don't wait until later. It's the only way to live a life without regrets. And that's something that's always stuck with me. So, I don't know. The character is... I wouldn't say sagely, but, like, he's got some wisdom to him. He's not just, you know, fuck authority 90s, yeah, like a lot of stuff was back in the 90s. He's got nuance. He also does the silent protagonist thing very well, and he's a character of virtue. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go that far, but like, my point is, Sonic is a character beyond what is commonly attributed to him, and I feel like few see that, and I feel like it's shown very well with classic Sonic in a lot of his depictions. Ironically, I'd say that's one of the few things that the OVA gets right. There's an OVA of Sonic the Hedgehog that loosely covers the events of Sonic CD, and it's pretty good. I did a really cringe review of it back in the day on my other channel, and that's still up just for me personally to look back on and laugh at. But it's not a bad film. I didn't know that the soundtrack was lost media. Apparently they got all that on Spotify just because a guy asked really nicely. And they even helped like the original audio people like re-record and get that stuff back in order, which is really cool. See, that took so long. At least it felt longer than the last two stages. It probably took about the same length. But God, Labrinth Zone. Let's hit RPG. There we go. That's just for me. That's just for funsies. Anyone else can do it. Again, if you hit !RPG, you can play along. It is meant for the audience. I like this gimmick. Whee! So, I think it's the next stage. You will just, like, fall forever until you choose the right time to jump. And for this, your invincibility doesn't mean anything. You will still drown. That's what that sound is supposed to indicate. You are still drowning. You are just unaffected by enemies. It is pointless. And there's also a lot of tension because, like, they put these bubbles around, but as you can see now, I'm drowning, and they're not exactly coming up. And they're also put fairly far apart. And almost everything here to make the level convenient is a trap. That spring will probably just kill you. Darn it. No, the stupid drop dash! I hate this. That ruined me. That is the game's fault. That is the anniversary version's fault. Also, because when I'm tense, I tend to hold the button down for the jump, which activates the drop dash. They actually added the drop dash to, like, newer Sonic games, like, you know, the re-release of Generations, and then again with Frontiers. And I don't think it really benefits the 3D design. Like, it makes sense here, but also I feel like the Mania team just did it because, like, every Sonic game introduced something new. Unfortunately, when it comes to Sonic 3, all they really added was, like, the air dash, or the air, like, shield, which is poopy garbage and doesn't really do anything. But in 2, they added the spin dash. In CD, they added the, you know, the thing where you hold up and press the, like, jump button, and then you can do the, like, run thing. I forget what that was called. It's bothering me a lot. What? The super peel out. There it is. So in Mania, they're just like, okay, we need a way to allow the player to keep their momentum, and also so that speedruns will look really crazy. And so I think that's the conclusion that they came to. But it is cute that something that was made by fans, like a whole mechanic, was turned into, it's like a thing that's universally in Sonic games. I'm a big fan of that. I just don't think it aids in the 3D design. The 2D design, whatever. I could take or leave the drop dash in these games, I'm being real. Oh, finally, we're through. In the chat that I have for my friends who also stream, I have my name labeled as Trib's Classic Sonic Fan, which is a play on Sammy Classic Sonic Fan, who's, you know, a kid in the early 2000s who would just scream about, like, little decisions made in the franchise, and it's where, like, a lot of clips come from, where it's like, what's wrong with you? I'm losing my marbles! Like, stuff like that. The kid's doing very well nowadays. He's an adult. He's still a fan of the series, but he's kind of doing his own thing. My point is that's my silly thing, because I like this series, and I'm stupid. And I ramble. So yeah, you see what I'm talking about? You will just fall forever. It's fun. And I blew that. Let's see if I blow it again. There we go. And what that does is that opens a path so that when we go back down this time, we're actually going to progress, is what I think is supposed to happen. Yeah, see, we jump, and now we're through. Perfect. See, I remember this game correctly. I've been around the block once or twice. Me and Sonic 1, we go back. We're like elementary school friends. Give me that. There we go. Also, when you get hit, the animation of getting hit is so delayed because of being underwater. Please give me air. There we go. See, I was starting to drown. I'm getting a little tense. Because no rings is death. Alright. I'm going to grab that, but it's probably going to be to my detriment. Okay, we're good. Luckily, we are on the boss stage. And then again, it's like the design philosophy is give them fun, and then the next stage, make them hurt. Give them fun, make them hurt. And that's just kind of the design philosophy. Because you have Green Hill, which is fun. And then the next one, which is not fun. And then Spring Yard, which is fun. And then Labrinth Zone, which makes me want to commit violent acts. And then Starlight Zone, which is my favorite zone in this game. And then Scrap Rain, which is back to suffering. And that's all the stages in this game. Oh, they just put that there to mess with me. That sucks. Thank you. Next stream will probably be more Final Fantasy IX. We're probably either going to finish that up or come awfully close, because I think we're on the last or second to last stream for that, based on what's left to do in-game. At worst, it'll just be a longer stream for that particular entry. Oh, please put me up. Thank you. Awesome. My luck, we'll probably finish out this stage with 50 rings, but it won't matter because it's a boss stage, so we can't get the next emerald. Even though there's only 2 left, so we kind of gotta hope that we get them in Scrap Brain, or we're not gonna get all those emeralds. I have a feeling... Okay, good. Okay. I don't recall this, so I'm just along for the ride like you guys. There's also a timer for this game. You'll die automatically if 10 minutes pass, which isn't a problem in this game, but in Sonic 3, where the levels are far longer, it is. Alright, pretty sure this is the boss. At least I thought. There we go. I'm just so glad that we got through that without too much hassle. Labrinth Zone is not fun. Oh, that's upsetting. So you can't see it right now, but I'm pretty sure the water level is rising, and that's the gimmick, yes. This is not about beating Robotnik, this is about getting to the end without drowning. Okay, good. And that's that. Finally. Okay. Worst stage in this series, mainline, is over. I'll try to remember, but I don't think there's even any 3D stages that rival that. That one's just rough. Yes! Sorry, I adore Starlight Zone. It's my favorite zone in this series. Not in this series, but at least in Sonic 1. Big fan. This song makes me very happy. It's so soft and nice. Unclear on where we are, though. Like, are we in space or on some sort of, like, space station? Are we just really high up? Because, like, the stars are everywhere. I do like the effect, though. Like, you know, there's some in the foreground up there, and it's like an effect going down. Another thing I did as a kid is, for this stage in particular, I made an acapella on, like, Smule, of all things. Cringe behavior, but I made an acapella version of this song. I remember it sounding pretty good. I was inspired by, like, the Smooth McGroove, like, acapella that he made of the same song. So I tried to copy it to the best of my ability. I wish I still had it. I'm also trying to maintain our ring count so that we can hopefully get the last 2 emeralds, because that would make me feel very good to accomplish. All right. Well, that's 50. So as long as I don't get hit once, we'll be great. Hey, speak of the devil. There we go. Emerald 5. Coming in hot. Luckily, again, there's only 6 in this game. As for the difficulty of the stage itself, we'll have to see. Also, I'm pretty sure if you get all of the emeralds, you're just kind of restarted back to the first special stage. And you can recollect the emeralds, but it doesn't do anything. This game also has one of the easiest cheat codes I've ever seen in a game. If you hold A on the title screen and you press up, down, left, right, and then start, you'll enter the stage select and debug mode. Whoa, get me out of there. Oh, good. I'm feeling good about this. Darn it. Alright. Let's give it 1 second. Okay, okay. No. Thank you. Alright. Emerald 5. Just one more and we'll be gravy. I can't promise we'll get the emeralds for every game, because it is kind of out of the way. But if I'm able to, my philosophy when I do replay these games is just to grab them along the way. So however many I grab before the end is what I'll have. But I will be a little peeved in this instance if I get 5 and miss the last one somehow. So let's try not to let that happen. We do have, I think, 3 more stages where we can get an emerald by the end. That's why I'm playing just a little more carefully right now. Just because it'd be nice to get that last one, you know? We got 10 minutes. We're doing good on stream time. Do-do-do-do. Oh wow, I'm so glad there's cheap views in that spot. That's so cool. Imagine paying for viewers and not being interesting whatsoever. That's so wild. So wild, in fact, I almost... Well, I did lose rings. That's on you, bot. That's on you. I'm blaming you completely for that one. Pan, if you're here, kill this man. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, perfect. That's just what I need, actually. Well, now we can get that as long as we don't run into any more hazards. And again, if I am quiet this time around... Oh, no way! It is just so I can focus and grab that. That makes me very glad. I'm quite a happy camper now. The bad thing about... Oh, hey, it's just right there. This is just a victory lap. The bad thing about streams on mobile is that you can't do anything when people like that show up. Because it doesn't give you the option. The chat does not update in real time, and it's quite annoying. But we did it! Yay! Done and done. Get banned, nerd. Awesome. I couldn't even see if that said Sonic collected all the emeralds. Quickly, to stream. Did I, in fact, do it? No! I can't see. But I'm hoping I did. Sonic collected all of the emeralds. If I beat this game and it says I didn't, I'm blaming that bot. I'm taking out all my aggression on robots throughout all eternity. I will become John Connor, just so they know what they did. They will infer my wrath. Boing. Oh. That was almost bad. There we go. I'm kind of blowing this. I'm glad we got that last emerald when we did, because, well, that. Da, da, da. Down we go. Now, I wonder if that's where I'm supposed to go, or if I'm just bumming around. Boing. Alright. Well, no, this just sends me back down, actually. I'm learning a lot. That's what's going on here. This stage, honestly, not the biggest fan of. Like, Zone 2, I mean. The level design gets confusing as to where you are actually supposed to go. We played this for Wii Scrubs a while back, which is my other channel, where I do like more edited content and play junk with my friends. And that one took us quite a bit. Maybe this is the particular part. I recall something like this. Okay, good. Jumping quickly. Alright. In the clear. Oh! Sorry, I didn't expect to be smacked in the face with a big ball as soon as I turned the corner. Which is something I say far too frequently. Come on. There we go. Do 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 do. Also, the backgrounds of this stage remind me of like an SNES game that's kind of like low quality. It'd be something like, you know, a Don't Do Drugs Kids style game. Something about that, you know, it's shovelware. The background reminds me of something you'd see in a shovelware game or like a TMNT game. Something about like that vibe, that like atmosphere. Did I just doom myself? Maybe if I walk off screen, it'll despawn. Sure enough. Alright, good. See, I'm very intelligent. Let's get past here. Alright, boss time! This is a cute gimmick. So he's gonna drop balls, and we gotta throw them at him. Easier said than done, of course. Yeah, I'm not that good at the timing, I'll be real. Especially if I keep getting hit. Yeah, like that. There we go. I'm blowing it. Come on, come on, come on. I'm only focused because this one's just a little trickier. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can have him flip you in the opposite direction too. So I guess it's not that hard. So I could just keep doing that. And if I'm in the middle, I'll basically always hit him. There we go. One more should do it. There you go. Alright, see ya. Alright, no more this zone. No more Starlight Zone. That's Act 3. Big stretch. Scrap Brain Zone, the final series of zones in Sonic 1. Absolute slapper of a song. We don't say banger anymore, we say slapper now. Everyone else has just got to deal with that. That's my thing that I've established. This one also has the qualm of the level design kind of being against it. Similar to Starlight Zone, where I think the level design can run a tad confusing, but it's really fine. Because this one, well, fuck me. This one does have the excuse of being a hard stage because it is the final series of stages. This one, I'll spoil for you, is actually 4 acts, not 3. And the final one is a repeat of Labrinth Zone, because God hates me. Open. I'm doing this again. Yeah, they trick you into thinking you're going to be crushed, and then they lift up. I'll point it out when the end credits roll, but they actually have Sonic going through a similar thing in that, but it's in an instance where I know in the level, you do... Wow. You do actually die when that happens. Also, you saw the game glitch there. That is a... that's a thing that can happen if you go too fast. You'll clip into the level geometry and die. In that instance, I was both going too fast and got crushed. So we're not fiddling with that anymore. I think when I first beat this particular collection... Look, they stole the Mega Man disappearing, reappearing blocks. When I first played through this collection, I recall, I think I finished out Sonic 1 in, like, the hospital. I was there for, like, a checkup or something, and I was in the waiting room, and I beat it. Which wasn't the first time I beat the game, but it was the first time I beat the Origins version of it, which is the one that we're playing now. I've since finished it, like, 2 more times. Once for Wii Scrubs, once just for funsies, I think. I'm getting knocked around. So many stage hazards. It really does make you feel like you're like at the end. This is a foreboding atmosphere. I'm also just happy we were able to get all the emeralds. It's something I've never done in a playthrough of this game. So it's cool to be able to see the fruits of that labor on stream. Fun fact for Sonic 2, even though we won't be getting to that, the name of the... there was a scrapped zone for that game that was going to be called Genocide City. Nobody knows what was in it, but there have been some assets of it that have come out. And so people have tried recreating it. Because originally, Sonic 2 was supposed to have a time travel element. Which is funny, because they actually did do that for CD, which was being developed around the same time. Oh, hello. Just some fun trivia. And then these zoom you all over the joint. I'm struggling real hard to get back up there. Come on now. I knew that happened. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. They gave me the tools to get past here. Never heard that factoid. Yeah, no, it's a real thing. That, and then the actual zone that was recreated during for the Christian Whitehead version of Sonic 2. I'm trying to remember the name of that zone. It was kind of in a similar vein to that. But at least in the instance of that other zone that I can't remember the name of, they were able to recreate the assets for that because it was actually in like a beta build of Sonic 2 that someone stole. Because the hype for Sonic 2 was so big that somebody like was just able to snatch the copy that they were using to demo it at what was basically E3 at the time. And that version made the rounds online, but no one believed it was real until like years later. Lost Palace is what my brain says. It's the name of that zone. Come on now. And that's also, like, the time travel aspect is also why, like, what is it? Hilltop Zone has dinosaurs in it for some reason and things like that. One day I will get on this platform. That day is not today. Come on now. There we go. Yeah, I know, right? It is a nightmare. But they did save the hardest stages for last. I wanted a marathon. I'm getting it. We just, like, of all the things to take out of the Mega Man playbook, we had to take the disappearing, reappearing blocks. Ah, right when I thought I had the timing down. Alright. We gotta get out of here within the next 10 minutes. Let's see how we do. It's always when someone new joins that I just flub something up for 10 minutes. Buckle in. Come on. Might actually have to lock in for this. This is pushing my brain more than this whole game has combined. Please. I'll beg. I'll really do it. Okay. We did it. We're out of there. That is something that was accomplished. The invincibility frames in the Origin version is also far more forgiving, which is very helpful. Alright, if I don't keep hitting every stage hazard, we should be at the end of this. I wonder if those are pigs or bears throwing bombs. Thank you, thank you. It's taking a big bow right now. It's gotta follow this explosive down this hallway. Don't mind me, just kind of vibing between two of these bombs. Carrying my one ring. There we go. It's like nothing happened. And we're done. Awesome. Now just like, 3 more of those. Oh wait, that was Act 2. 2 more of those. Act 1 was a blur. I don't even remember doing that. I kind of thought this was Act 1. And here we are at the very end. Is what I would say, if not for Act 3. Labrinth Zone 2! Woo! They made a sequel! Now in monochrome! We gotta play the other song for this one. Just so people, you know, think that they might not be playing Labrinth Zone. We made the water purple this time around. There we go. I remember this stage giving me a lot of trouble. I think the first version of this game that I played was the Sonic not Origins Collection. That's the one I'm playing right now. Not Gems, the Mega Collection for GameCube. GameCube and PS2, I think. Please give me the bubble. Thank you. And that version let you use save states, but the emulation was not the best. Which is funny to me, because I feel like that's the version a lot of people played before the Origins version came out. Okay, I could really use an air bubble right now. Or at least touching this checkpoint so there's no harm. Thank you. I don't know why I'm trying to get another one. Just kind of spaced out. Just clinging onto this last ring for dear life while I try to get out of dodge. Please, bubble. I got 3 seconds. Okay, thank you. I'll restate again just because we have some new people, but the goal of this stream is to just kind of showcase Sonic 1. We are playing through every Sonic game, every like mainline Sonic game by my definition. Gonna have to take this drowning. Of course, it's always right when you drown. But yeah, every mainline Sonic game that we can. And me, as the streamer, am just doing everything that I can to kind of, you know, showcase the game, give fun factoids, and just kind of, like, you know, get other people as autistic about this franchise as I am. That's the goal. Probably should have been paying more attention there. Probably shouldn't stop to read chat. It's Scrap Brain Zone Act 3. Spare me for wanting a visual break from Labrinth Zone. Labrinth Zone Act 2. Or Act 4, I should say. There we go. Alright, now we're running it. Get me out of here. It's my first console game, and I still play it. That's awesome! It was one of my first as well when I was younger. I had one of those like bootleg consoles, the ones like the kind of plug and plays, and mine had like Sonic 1, Kid Chameleon, Flicky, and like a couple other ones, Altered Beast. And I had the most fun with Sonic 1s. It was something I recognized, and me and my mom would play it up into the night till like 2 a.m. just kind of getting through it. Probably because of stuff like that. I've since replayed it many times, as much as this footage probably makes it look otherwise. Come on. There we go. One bubble. I like the gimmick that they use for the final boss when we get to that, is that in the classic games, you have to get through it without any, Wow. Thank you. You gotta get through it without any rings. And especially in Sonic 2's case, that gets kind of tricky. When we get to that, I get to show my my silly strat. I kind of have one for all of these bosses, actually, now that I think about it. There we go. Yeah, I knew that'd be fine. Kid Chameleon had too many levels. I never got far. Yeah, I do like the level design in that one though. I never played Comic Zone. I heard that's similar. All right, coming up on the end here. and stop hitting the stage hazards. Haha, we are not getting out of this one. It is very unlikely. And I'm probably going to see the top. Yep, sure enough, there's a bubble right there. Alright. Let's do that one again. I don't even know why they put this bubble here. The top's... Oh, alright. Streamer luck, really. I was zooming before this. I was just, like, scrap brain in general. I got all the emeralds in, like, one go and, like, had no deaths. And then I got the scrap brain, and it's like, my own brain became scrap. Everything I touch turns to death. Honestly, I just blame my own impatience at this point. The inconvenient thing about the original is that that would probably be a run-ender at this point. Probably have, like, I don't know, 10 lives at this point. All down the drain. 11. But luckily we're in the home stretch of Scrap Brain, so who am I to complain? But it'll make a funny short, at least. Where I'm in, like, Marble Zone. That one wasn't... I didn't even see that one. That one's just memeing on me. Or it's like, oh, you know, what could go wrong? I love this game. Like the Scrap Brain, I just die 20 times in sequence. There. That's all I had to do. That is it. Those, like, 11 deaths were not necessary. But you could argue it was part of the viewing experience. What isn't part of the viewing experience is my complete inability to jump up here, which will cause my demise momentarily. Alright. Another round. I was using Game Genie with infinite lives to practice Scrap Brain. Not quite save state, but close on console. Oh yeah, I imagine. That's something that I wish was a little more prevalent in games now, is like cheat codes. They're just fun. The only games that I really know that bother with that sort of thing anymore is like GTA and Shovel Knight. Yeah, no, that ring box is false hope. I'm just ignoring that at this point. There's no point. Just give me the bubbles, get me out of here. If they spawn... Hello? Okay, good. I would have been so mad. That's the luck with them. They really are just RNG with the bubbles. Alright. So glad the drop dash was there. I'm blaming the drop dash on that one. If it wasn't for the drop dash, that would have been the run. Alright, this time for all the marbles. Okay, now this time for all the marbles. The level is the actual boss. Yeah, when you know the gimmick for like the final like Robotnik fight in this, it really is. Alright, let's play a game. It's called Will a Bubble Be Ready For Me When I Get There? The answer is most definitely no. One bubble. Nope. Never the case. Welcome to my Sonic Marathon, where we spend a quarter of the stream dying in Scrap Brain Act 3. Oh my, please jump up. Alright. Same rules apply. Or at least they would, if not for that. Alright, future me. Make sure to give me the tally for that so I can laugh later. My estimate is 11. We shall see. Alright, give me the bubble. I press down because it's just kind of a weird mental thing where I just feel like it spawns them faster. Ah, that's it. We're out of here. We're out of here. We're done. No more no more scrap brain. No more of this game either, because this final fight is quite easy. My strat is to just kind of stay here, and then 9 out of 10 times the big orbs spawn here, and I just hit him on the right when he spawns. That's kind of it. You do that like 11 times, and it's game over. He'll try to crush you, but no matter what, he cannot get you in that corner. Kind of the easiest final boss in the trilogy. I do consider Ann Knuckles part of the trilogy, because it's like... It's DLC, basically, that is tacked on to make Sonic 3 a more complete game. The only downside to this is it makes the fight take slightly longer, but really, it's whatever. This is a victory lap. There is a glitch that can happen where you hit him twice on the final hit, and it actually overclocks the game into making it to where it'll take like 99 hits to kill him. So you will just run out of time. That has almost definitely been removed for this version, though. Alright, my estimate is 2 more hits. Let's see how correct that is. Whoa! That's never happened to me before. Genuinely, I don't think I've, like... I haven't died in this fight in many runs. Just got too into yapping, I suppose. But that'll be the last time of Dr. Robotnikos trying to save the animals, and I will finish reading that in a second. There we go. And Sonic let them loose. That's why he's mad. That'd be interesting. I'm sure there's like an AU of events somewhere. I know originally Robotnik was conceived as the protagonist because they just loved the design so much. So I'm sure there's like an idea doc somewhere out there where that was probably the plot. Although I guess an animal letting other animals loose and about, maybe not. Huh. Food for thought. There we go. Alright, same as last time. I estimate maybe 2 more hits. And then that's game. It's ROM hack where you play as him netting the animals. That actually sounds pretty fun. I need to venture into the world of Sonic 1 ROM hacking. There's some fun ones out there. I saw one where it's, I think it's like Shadow in Sonic 1. And all they do is they just give you a gun, and like that's just kind of it. It looks stupid enough to give it a try. It's just silly. Alright, this is probably it. One more. I'm only zoning in because I'm getting cocky, and I know the one instance I get cocky is when I I will just die on the final hit and look stupid. This doesn't change the ending, but I do just kind of hit him on the way down. You can just let him leave. It doesn't change anything. But that's Gabe! Sonic 1 in the books! Woohoo! And I do believe we got all the emeralds, so we get the extra scene. I love that jumping sprite. And again, yeah, kind of anticlimactic in comparison to, you know, Sonic 2 and onwards. The emeralds are just a collectible. Nothing really gameplay-wise or anything. But it's a fun completion incentive. I also have always loved this end credit medley because it combines all the songs together in a very organic way. I believe on Spotify they actually have the soundtracks for at least 1 and 2, and you can hear like the original versions that were composed for the MIDI, and they're quite different. The Genesis sound chip really does like play with it in some interesting ways. And people theorize that's why Michael Jackson didn't want anything to do with Sonic 3. It's because he heard, like, he made the MIDI and then heard what it sounded like on the Sega sound chip and was like, this is garbage, and wanted nothing to do with it. And so now we have worse versions of Carnival Night Zone to thank for it. Yeah, I didn't know about that secret in the original, so when I saw that scene as a kid, I'm like, wow, they really just showed the guy just dying in the credit sequence. It's not very triumphant. But then again, the Mario 1 box art shows Mario, like, leaping into a pit, like a magma pit he cannot escape from. Oh yeah, I love the Genesis sound chip. There's almost as much fun content with that than there is with, like, you know, people using Family Tracker and whatnot. Bang. There we go. That's what that was all about. Just to see that guy stump on that end credit sequence. Oh yeah, and since it's the anniversary version, we get a little extra cinematic. Thank you, Tyson Hees, for the thingy. But I guess this is lore accurate, considering I did get the emeralds. We would have gotten that cutscene regardless, though. And that's Sonic 1! There's a MIDI converter cable that lets you control a real Genesis. That stuff's so cool. I've seen similar things with, like, Game Boys, and you can just kind of turn it into, like, a little DAW, and I think that's really neat. I think for giggles, before I end stream, I'm not going to be able to do it, but I'll showcase the boss rush mode. Just to kill a little bit of time. Keep it traditional. I did this when we did a Sonic CD a while back. For that one, I got up to the final boss and then died to something stupid, if I recall correctly. The gimmick with this boss rush mode is that you basically just have to do hitless. But given my track record within the last 20 minutes, I'll be lucky if we get past boss 2. Or boss 1. Oh, they actually do give you lives. Well, that's neat. Oh yeah, I forgot. He has invincibility frames till he stops chuckling. Because unlike Sonic, he does not chuckle. which is a real rap that's rarely said in Sonic Adventure 1. That's a real verse. You know, when I go brain dead and kind of focus on the center of the screen, it becomes a lot easier. One down. Next on the chopping block, this guy. Also, I didn't see the follow. Thank you so much for that. That really does help. Take him down. I should not be this locked in, I'll be real. I just went really nonverbal. Whew. I am far more excited for Sonic 2. I do have more to say about this game, but I feel like Sonic 2 has a lot more going on, like level design-wise. It's just so fun to breeze through. One more ought to do it. Maybe two more. And another. Perfect. Egg Stinger. I never knew the names for these things. Egg Mobile. Well, yeah, duh, they're all Egg Mobile. Anyway. I clicked the Sonic category. There was more viewers than usual, but I just happened to click here, and I'm glad I did. I enjoy your commentary. Yay, thank you very much. Normally things are a lot more, like, you know, oh, hey, like, you know, funny and that sort of thing. But, you know, I just wanted to keep it, you know, more chill and simple this time around. Since, you know, we're playing through all the games. Typically, I do RPGs, like JRPGs, like Final Fantasy and whatnot, and some platformers on the side. So, I think next week we are wrapping up Final Fantasy IX, and then from there we'll probably continue on to the next one. The next Sonic game, I should say. We're skipping CD because we actually did that on an earlier stream. And there's Boss Rush. Alright. I make electronic music with a virtual fish tank. That's my shtick. That actually sounds really sick. Remember seeing a video a while back where there was a guy who, like, turned a bunch of fish into, like a synth keyboard or something like that. I forget the gimmick. I thought it was really neat. You know what? For giggles, let's try out the Game Gear version of Sonic 1. Just to kill a little bit of time, since typically I do end streams around the 2-hour mark. I think the Game Gear versions do have some merit. I think the Game Gear version of Sonic 2 is a little hard for what it is. But that's just for me. Since when is start the B button? Anyway, get me in here. Oh, also, for things like Genocide City and whatnot, you can see a lot of the beta versions of these stages in the Game Gear version, because they were conceived alongside the actual game. So they would make progress on things like, I think the next zone in this game is, what is it? It's like Bridge Zone. And that was originally going to be in Sonic 1, but they actually removed it. But it was too late because it was already here, so they had to keep it. So it's just a nice little peek behind the curtain of what could have been. In this version as well, there is a very small window to actually get your rings back. They look pretty good. I like the GBA too. One of my fish tank backgrounds is loaded the Green Hill sprites as decoration. It's my homage. Oh, that's so neat. Like those like LEDs you can control and that sort of thing. I'm actually quite happy with how this stream turned out as well. This is more viewers than I typically get, and I'm glad because I get to show off something that I enjoy. I'm glad you can still. I wouldn't exactly call it a spin dash, but you can still roll into enemies to kill them. Let me see. Save. There we go. We'll almost definitely not be getting through the Game Gear version in this particular run, but I'll make as much progress as I can in the next 10 minutes. Just further showcasing more Sonic 1 things. There we go. Hi Tribs, I'm going to bed, but I wanted to hop in and wish you well. Thank you so much. I'm really glad that you could pop in. It means a ton that you stopped by in any capacity. How's stream? Oh, stream's going phenomenally. We already finished out Sonic 1, and I was able to showcase everything in that. We had some trouble in the final stage, but we got through okay. We got every collectible. And yeah, finished that out around 15 minutes ago. Then we bummed around. I was showcasing some other things, like the boss rush mode, and kind of rambling about my history with this game. And now we're popping into the Game Gear version. Just to show that off, since we have about 10 minutes before I typically end stream. Normally my streams run to about 2 to 2.5 hours, sometimes 3. So, in the spirit of fairness, I just wanted to showcase more of what this game had to offer. But I hope you're doing okay and that you had a good night as well with your friends. Oh, this is easy. What even was that fight? I was kind of expecting something to show up. No. That is it. There goes that. Yeah, we smoked a lot of grass and watched a lot of Trigun. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that's what you guys are doing. I hope it was a good time. I wonder how many episodes you guys got in. You're still watching, but I got work. Oh yeah, this song slaps. If you ever want to have a good cry, the medley that they performed with that Sonic Orchestra back when they did that a couple years ago has a gorgeous rendition of this song with a full band. And something about like that specific version of this song gets me just a little teary. I don't know, something about it. It's a beautiful like performance, I suppose. The word escaped. Composition. It's a beautiful composition. Ouchies. Probably make a save state there. Da, 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 da. Hit another save state. I don't want to play through this whole game, but now there's a lot of people here, and I'm kind of thinking, I'm like, okay, but what if I did? We'll see how I'm feeling. I kind of forget how long this game is, but maybe we'll give it the old college try, just for funsies. That's fine, we have load state for this. Do it, yeah. I'm all rested, things are good. Also, for anyone here, I don't know if I already mentioned this prior, there is a thing that you can do. If you hit !RPG, you can play an in-stream RPG that'll show up on the top right, and the stream holds on to your progress and everything, so you can just kind of, like, you know, play around with that. It's made for you guys. Huh. How do I get this to the other side? I've done this before. Oh, okay, I get it now. This makes a lot more sense. Got it. Game Gear save statement, having 12 batteries ready to go. Yeah. That's something that I am glad that I missed out on. I can't imagine. Because, like, you know, the Game Boy alone took, like, I think 2 for, like, a couple hours of playtime. The Game Gear made up for the amount of batteries in, like, you know, the graphics, like them actually being in color, and like a pretty competent version of the console counterpart, in my opinion. But gee whiz, I must have run quite a lot. I can only imagine. Darn it. I don't know what I'm thinking with this one. Good color. Yeah. Plus, I don't remember, because I've never actually held a Game Gear. But I think the screen might have been backlit, which is something Nintendo didn't even get right until the Game Boy Advance SP. That Sega does what Nintendo doesn't, or whatever. really did stretch for quite a bit. Sega also got in on, like, you know, downloadable titles far before Nintendo did. On, like, the Dreamcast. Like, Nintendo tried. There was some stuff, like, with the Satellaview add-on, which was only in Japan, where you could... Why is there a Chaos Emerald down there? Why is this just a thing that's just on the ground? Like, they're not, like, universal, like, world-ending, like, you know... objects or anything in lore yet, but I just think it's funny that in this game they're just hanging out. It's like, oh yeah, I just kind of left my Chaos Emerald on the ground. You mind, like, grabbing that? What the hell? Yeah, it's just there.
Oh, ignore that, Sonic. I just happened to drop that on my way to the store. Don't even worry about it, man. But I mean, if you want to run that by me, then, like, by all means.
I'm liking this version of the special stages. I know far less about the Game Gear versions, but they're a fun romp. I played through a fair share of them a while back, like a year ago. So there's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald. Ah, I didn't even think to look in. Looks at the looks at the thing. Bridge Zone. How could I have forgotten? I do think it's cute that, like, you get to see all of South Island, like, between stages. And it shows your progress as you're making it to the end. Could go without the auto-scrolling level, though. That's a Mario design philosophy. Which I guess was, like, part of the conception for Sonic. Was like, wow, I'm enjoying this Mario game. Like, Mario 1. But I like trying to get through it really fast. Like, that's part of how Sonic was conceptualized. Was Yuji Naka playing Mario 1 and trying to get through it as fast as possible and being like, wow, if only there was a game that let me go that fast. And he still didn't get it right. Because Sonic 1 and, you know, the trilogy are great. But as anyone who has played it to perfection will tell you, if you try to go too fast, the game won't let you. You will clip into terrain and you will die. I hope I didn't screw myself here. No, I think we're in the clear. Or not. Why'd they debate me with that? Why'd they take so long before, like, axing me if that was the intention? Da, 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 da. There's this stage that's new, and then there's like a jungle stage. Like, hardly any Sonic 1 stages are actually reused. I'm pretty sure we get to see, like, Scrap Rain and Marble Zone, and I think that's it. The rest are all original. And the Game Gear does have some good, like, Sonic titles, but they also have some really bad ones. Sonic Labyrinth is basically a puzzle game. The plot for that game is Dr. Robotnik comes in the middle of the night and is like,
You know what I think makes Sonic really fast? I think it's his shoes. If I take his shoes away and give him super slow shoes that are orange, then there's no way he'll beat me.
real thing that really happens in that game. Ah, I blew it. All right. Okay, we're good. That's fine. But yeah, that's the actual plot of that game. So you walk slow as balls, and you have to, like, collect a bunch of junk, and it's in, like, an isometric point of view with, like, checkerboard stage layout. And that's just the whole game. The only way to move anywhere in, like, with any speed is to, like, roll on the ground, which generally requires slopes. Because I don't know if the spin dash was introduced yet. And it's not a good time. You can look up anyone playing it, look at their face. They are not having a good time. When people talk about bad Sonic games, I'm like, no. Sonic Frontiers? Like, yeah, it's not a 10, but have you seen Sonic Labyrinth? Like, we could get far worse with this, guys. It's really not that bad. Whoa. You can look up and down in this game, too. At least it has a little bit more purpose. Because it actually pans the camera up and down. In Sonic 1, it doesn't do anything. Sonic's past Act 2. Like a math test. Or a kidney stone. Glad that passed. Or a relative. I'm sorry, Amy. Sonic is passed. What? Act 2. Oh, thank goodness. What was ACT test? I bet Sonic's ACT test is shit. It's like, well, suffice to say, you scored below average. How far below average? Way below average. All right. Another one down. Sonic 2 is about the same length, so when we get to that, I'll probably do the same thing for it, or we just kind of check out its Game Gear version for a little bit. Can't promise we'll get through the whole thing. Nor can I promise we'll get through the whole thing here, but I'm gonna give it the old try. My cat wants to say hi. Hi, Meow Meow. What's up? Oh. Got a little distracted. He's too busy smelling flowers and saving forest animals to study. He needs to run and to play. UDHD. He's my icon in that regard. We got, like, the same mental illness. It's awesome. There we go. a darn minute. How long's my mic been unplugged, I wonder? Terribly sorry for that. I actually have no way of knowing that noise. I was just complaining about Labrinth Zone that whole time. Hopefully I just unplugged it when I went to check on how stream was going. Like on the recording side of things. Between stages. Pretty sure we've been going this whole time. Aside from that. That's what I'm hoping for. But if not, I am terribly sorry for my silence for however long that was. Look at the speed, the velocity. This is a joke, by the way. We are going so slow. Please give me that. Thank you. Oof. Well, that's annoying. And again, the lag on Game Gear is not doing me any favors. Give me a bubble. Thank you. We're almost out and home free. Bubble. Oof. Tricky. Tough crowd. I'm saying that to the stage hazards, not my audience. You know what would really hit the spot right now? A bubble. Could I maybe get one of those? Maybe one could be just, like, around the corner. Or I can jump up here. Luckily, the lag's kind of doing me a favor in that regard. We'll be lucky if we can get up in time. Okay, we are, so there's at least that. It's getting a little tense. Okay, well, now I'm at least confident that we can get back up without issue. I thought the water level rose again. I was about to cry my eyes out. Are we out of here? Oh, hey, there's a there's a Chaos Emerald just hanging out. I like this get Chaos Emerald noise that we've made up for this game. I hate Labrinth Zone. Okay. Or at least further. Labrinth Zone boss. I'll be real. This game is kind of just worth it for Bridge Zone. I really, really like that song. You didn't see that. There was no death that occurred. Jump back. There we go. Girl, let's put some miles on it. Oh, there was no point in this. Glad that I have that extra life, considering I'm about to lose it. Mentally and literally to this level. But I guess that's kind of on me for not following the left to right strategy. Aren't I just gonna drown? There's no air bubbles in here. But maybe they, like, got rid of that. I don't know. They're like, we're not gonna bother for the boss. Sonic can breathe underwater, but only for this stage. It's fine. Just saving a little more this time around. course, that still found a way to hit me. That's fine. So let's give him the old 1-2 and then jump over here. Jumping over that. 1, 2. No. Just barely hit the kill plane. 1. Oh! I actually managed to dodge those. Kind of the highlight of my life, really. If you think about it. Oh my god, you killed him. He turned blue. Bro drowned. He's dead. Let me just take my careful strut over to the exit. No more of that noise. Do-do-do-do. All right. Hit up the RPG again. We're in Scrap Brain. We're in the end game. Oh, wow. They actually kind of translated the original song. Oh, I'm so glad to not be walking in slow motion anymore, believe me. Good lord. Finally, I feel like I'm playing a Sonic game again. I don't know what the hell happened. I'll tell you what happened. Labrinth Zone. I hate it. I hate it and everything it stands for. If it had a family, I'd hate it too. Alley-oop. This will not open until I hit a switch. Wait, does it go back down? It does. Weird. At least spin dashing matters far more here. And they actually brought in the caterpillars back. Wow, that was it? Okay. You ran out of budget. Just give them a hallway. We're using the Final Fantasy XIII design philosophy. Scrap Brain 2. Just a little locked in. The other thing is, in this game, it doesn't matter how many rings you have. I think if you have, like, over 50, it'll take you to the special stage, but you don't get a Chaos Emerald for that. You just kind of get more lives. Something I've noticed. Furthermore, yeah, you can have one ring, and it's just the same as having 100. It just drops into the one ring on the floor, and if you don't grab that, then your total's gone. Yeah, like that. And even then, I'm pretty sure you can't actually get them back. At least I haven't been able to do it yet. Alright, back to where we were. This strat is really working out for me. Like this hallway we got going on. Is that it? Where are we going? Okay, there's like a whole screen transition and everything. Whoa, that's a big fall. Oh, they kind of bring this back in a CD. That's neat. Is that like a puzzle? Oh. That was just meant to be mean to me. Oh, I'm glad I did that then. Well, that's just gonna put me at the bottom again. Where's this going to take me? Oh, at least I got an extra life, I guess. Back down the hole, question mark? Yes. Yes, back down the hole. No! Okay, put me back. Okay. Let's fall down the hole, but not too far down the hole to infer that pig's wrath. There we go. They look far more like pigs in this Game Gear version. I was just here. Okay. There must be some sort of gimmick. Yeah, that's the gimmick. Getting hit.
In Cyberpunk 2077, what's worse than getting away? Getting...
When did I hit the mute button? God, I hope it's when I leaned forward. Very unprofessional of me. I'm very sorry. But, final boss. Alright. Oh, we're just reusing the one from Sonic 1. Got it. Alright. Can I hit him? I can. Alright. So now I know the gimmick with that. Alright, this is working out. Just a little focused on the final boss. It's not exactly difficult. It's just that orb. And the save states do me a lot of favors. Oh, final hit. Awesome. All right. This might be it. Do I not have a chance to beat him? Because in Sonic 1, you can actually prevent that from happening. So if I jump and then get at him... Oh, I got in first, actually. Where's that take me? Can I move? There we go. Okay, I guess that's the proper ending. Maybe that would have been a fail state if I let him through. Can't tell you, but I think that's game. Chaos Emerald 2 times 20,000. That's more than the 6 I was told were in this game. But Sonic left. Oh, bye, Sonic. See ya, Sonic. Nice having you around. Good stuff. My special bonus, because I'm a special little guy, is 0. Couldn't even get the special bonus. So, what now? Oh, the fade to black. No, like, developer credits or anything? Okay, good. Sonic the Hedgehog. I'm glad they spelt it right. I used to spell it without the D. So, like, H-E-G-E-H-O-G. So, like, Sonic the Hedgehog. I think this little Sonic sprite's cute, though. He's got a little mic. It's like the early design stuff where they had him like a band, and like Rotor from the Archie comics was there for some reason. Well, we did it. Basically, 2 different versions of Sonic 1 in one sitting. In my opinion, like, you know, the definitive Sonic console experience, and then the Game Gear version, which is lesser, but it's quaint. Thank you all very, very much for being here. We had a really good turnout, far better than I expected. So I'm very, very thankful. Sorry for the occasional audio issues during the Game Gear version. But hopefully they were not long. I won't be able to see until after stream. As for me, I'm Tribs the Rasky. We will be continuing this marathon sometime in this upcoming week with Sonic 2. You can find me typically on Saturdays and Wednesdays at 10:30 p.m. CST. You can also find me under Tribs the Rasky at just about any social media. Primarily Blue Sky, Instagram, and YouTube, where I upload the VOD content, and shorts. And yeah, that's Sonic 1 on Game Gear and console. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that I've done a decent job showcasing this first entry in the series. And I will see you all next time. I will likely be streaming again day after tomorrow, where we will be continuing Final Fantasy IX. So long, and thank you. Thank you very much.